Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Donjo number DSP-135 in a 612 finish. This is a conversion plate, they call it, or sometimes they call it a scar plate as well. Donjo is calling it a scar plate, and it's used like it's shown right there. Very typical and common, and it is used it's used in at least three instances, maybe more. Let's go through them. First of all, someone will use this because they want to hide some damage around the door. And the damage is concealed within the diameter of 3.5 inch on the door. So you might have a real mucked up area around your lock for whatever reason. Vandalism, an attempted break-in, a successful break-in, age, wear and tear, changing a deadbolt from manufacturer A to manufacturer B and they're slightly different size would all be a reason why you would do that. Covering up area, concealing the scars on the door. That would be one. Number two, I drilled the hole in the wrong location. Nothing wrong with it otherwise, but new door, $800. Couple of scar plates, $10. So you might say to yourself, you know what? It's not really the look I wanted, but it'll work just fine for my application. Number three, I've actually had people order these because they just simply want this look underneath their lock. They think it looks nice. I don't disagree. That would look nice. You'd obviously want it to match top and bottom. This is an unusual lock. Not unusual, it's less common because it has an 1.5-inch hole. And an 1.5-inch hole is going to work with just a small variety of locks. Schlage may still have a lock that'll go an 1.5 inch. I know that they do. Forgive me. I know that they have locks that'll go an 1.5 inch. Their B250 series will. They must have a modern version. Their B60 must go into it. But the original lock that they unfortunately, and I'm mad at Schlage for discontinuing many years ago, was their B100 series. That was a great builder's quality lock. And don't even get me started on the B400 series. They discontinued that grade 1 spectacular lock. That took an 1.5 inch hole. They would have worked in here great. Kwikset, I believe, has a gate. Don't quote me. They may have a lock that'll go an 1.5 inch, but there are locks that take an 1.5 inch hole, and this would work for that. So those three reasons would be why you might need to use it. Fix a mistake, cover over some damage, or you just like the look. I find that covering up damage and fixing a mistake is where you see these. This is the DSP-135. That means this plate. There is a link below this video to a document called Template, and that will show you the dimensional properties I've already pointed out. Says that the thickness is .032. My caliper is telling me that it's .046, but that's probably because the end of that's slightly flared out where they've cut that material. Okay. Now, the point of knowing the exact thickness is that you don't want to corrupt your installation. You know, my lock will only fit on a door so thick. Well, if you're adding, you know, I'm sure that that plate is .032. I just can't. I can tell that it's slightly raised, you know, because of how they. I don't know how they cut this, whether it was done with a laser or it may have been a laser. I don't really know. They're clean cuts. I wouldn't run my finger over it too aggressively at all, which tells me it may have been cut with a some sort of a laser or you know, some sort of a water jet. I wouldn't think they would use water. I would think it would be a laser. The point of that is, I'm sure it's 032, so you're adding a 1/16 of an inch thickness, and every lock that you're going to buy is going to tolerate. Plus, if it's a wood door, and it probably is, if you put a caliper on an 1 3/4 inch thick door, it's not 1.75. It can be, but it's not. It's 1.71, that sort of range. So you're going to be right where you need to be with this. Other finishes are recommended, other finishes are listed there. 605 for polished brass, 609 for antique brass, 612, the mighty satin bronze, and those are all made on your bronze or brass base material. Then 630 satin stainless steel. I'm quite positive that they can powder coat that stainless steel into a dark bronze color to emulate an oil rub type finish. Very handy. There is a link below this video to the product catalog, and that will allow you to see where this material resides. It's right in the beginning of the catalog, and basically there are only 2 variants of this, although there are 4 listed. There's the SP135, which is the one with same thing, same OD, just a 2 1/8 inch inside diameter. Then you've got the DSP135. Then the other 2, they're the same item, except that they are polybagged. So these two, the first 2 part numbers are carded. This would be appropriate for a retail environment. This customer probably didn't know the difference between retail carding, packaging, and polybagging. Polybagging is generally less expensive. So if you're just going to rip them out of the bags and put them on, go with polybag when you can. It's certainly less expensive than all this cardboard would be. And other than that, there's no other differences. The rest of that catalog's handy. It will show you some trim and auxiliary hardware, which I would certainly recommend that you review. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Don Joe products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the Don Joe, this is their part number, DSP-135 and a 612 finish, that's satin bronze, or any other Don Joe product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.